I learned I had to speak tonight, I sent this text. It says, I have to speak at an Ashes to Ruby event. Do you mind if I say the reason why I came to Al-Anon? I want to focus on my own recovery, but I feel I need to share how I got to Al-Anon. I can share it as a loved one. Is that okay with you? I don't want to hurt you in any way. And this is the response. Of course, I don't mind. I'm not ashamed, and it has made me who I am today. So you speak your truth. You don't need my permission for that. Hugs and kisses. And it goes on to a lot of love and just, I'm so grateful that I have that relationship now with my baby girl. She was in addiction and with her husband, and they had 3 children. They lost their children and for a time. And those children, along with her, were very precious to me. And so that's why I got in recovery when she was going to rehab. She was going off to rehab. I had no idea it was as bad as it was. And when she went to rehab, before she left, she says, Mom, I want you to go to Al-Anon. I had no clue what Al-Anon was at the time, but I sure did learn quickly. So I was going to Al-Anon, my first meeting. I thought, I'll go. I'll find out what to do with her when she gets out of recovery. And of course, the story ends there because I had no control. So I'm so grateful I went and did what she asked me to do, because it made my life a lot better. I was the crazy one. I was the one that was had a lot of darkness. There was a lot of depression. I thought I had control. I was out of control. I had a lot of guilt, a lot of shame around it, because we lived in a small town. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. My life, there wasn't a lot of support from some people close to me, but other people close to me supported me. So that was good. And then in the meantime, I got to God. And I met a girl at work who brought me to a church, and it was history. I got baptized, and I gave my life to the Lord, and I was born again. And just life has not been the same. And let me tell you, my life has been turned inside out and upside down since that time. And if I hadn't had God, and if I don't have God every day, I can't do it. I need God. And I had a lot of fears and a lot of denial around the addiction, around my life, around my marriage, around pretty much everything. I always thought my life was okay, but it wasn't. And I had a lot of fear. I didn't want to do things that I should have been doing. I had a lot of fear around speaking up. Setting boundaries, I couldn't set boundaries. I didn't want to hurt people, and now I know that I can do that, and no problem. I'm learning a lot. Sorry, when I get nervous, my nose runs. So I had to accept the addict in my life, and so that took some time, some recovery to do that. And it was a lot of pain. I went through a lot of pain, and of course, everybody in this room knows what pain is. And then I had to accept myself for who I was. And along with my journey with God, He really taught me who I was and who I am today. And then I had to forgive myself. And for not being... I had a lot of guilt in my parenting, which wasn't perfect, but it wasn't that bad. I was a loving mom, but I was strict, and I did things that maybe weren't right at the time. I didn't know how to communicate, so that was very difficult for my daughter. And she says today that I'm a totally different person. So that in itself is so many blessings. I have had so many blessings from recovery. I can't even name them all because there's so many. And just my relationships alone are phenomenal. I have recovery people in my life. Pretty much all my friends are recovery. I don't even have any friends in my town because I don't know anybody that's in recovery. So I come to the city, I do what I have to do to be around recovering Christian people, and that really helps me. So I had a quote that I read in Jesus Calling, and it says, "If you let a loved one become an idol in your heart, you endanger that one as well as yourself." So I think often in my life I try to play God with my daughter and both my children. I have a son too, and his life isn't perfect either. So often I tried to play God. I wanted the best for them. I wanted them to be happy and healthy, and I realized after in recovery, I don't have any control. It's all God, and He can do it. I don't have to. So that gave me a lot of freedom. And I just let Him now, and I have so much peace and freedom, and people want to be around me because I'm not controlling anymore. It's such a different lifestyle. And and you know, I'm staying in recovery, whether they're in addiction or not. I'm staying in recovery. And the other is Ephesians 3:20. "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us." So really, God has really changed my heart. He's completely changed me. Often I meet people that haven't seen me for a while, and they don't even know who I am. And I'm just so grateful for my relationships with my daughter, my grandchildren, and my friends. I have a recovery friend that I talk to every day. And I need that in my life because there's always something that I'm dealing with. Always. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be a little thing. And I ask God. Before I went to LifeLabs, I didn't realize I could ask God so many questions. So I do that a lot more now. I do a lot more meditation. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I thank Vicki and John for asking me to speak and for the lovely evening. And I really am so grateful that I have recovery and I have God. And God is my hero. Thank you.